cannot be moved. You cannot be moved. They cannot be moved. From this time and forever, as long as the moon keeps time, stand before me, the apple of my eye. You will not be moved. You will not be moved. You will not be moved. You will not be as the mountains surround Jerusalem, so Yahweh surrounds us. So His love enfolds us. So Yahweh indwells us. We cannot be moved. We cannot be moved. We cannot be moved. We will not be moved. Praise to Yahweh, who lives forever. He cannot be moved. He cannot be moved. He cannot be moved. Those who trust in Yahweh are like Mount Zion. Those who trust in Yahweh are like Mount Zion. Trust in Yahweh. Trust in Yahweh. In Yahweh. Trust in Yahweh. In
Shabbat Shalom, beautiful family. My name is Jason.
I'm Caden.
I'm Jaden.
I'm Nicole.
I'm Eli.
And we are the 𝐤𝐄𝐄 and the Torah YouTube channel. You'll find us on Rumble as well. You will also find us all over the internet. We're all over the place. Like a bad penny, I suppose. You will find us there. Much love and greets to absolutely everybody out there. This is a beautiful time that we can get together. A beautiful time that we can get together as a family, that we can share the love of Yahuwah, that we can share the love of His ways. And we are the family that believes, based upon scriptures, that the laws, statutes, and commands that are found in the first 5 books of scriptures set the foundational guideposts for everything in life. We believe that without the first 5 books of scriptures, you're not going to know what the rest of the book is all about. And we live in a world right now where religion has dominated spirituality. And the spirituality people are looking for is not found in a 501c3 church made of man, where you have a preacher who is only preaching the words of Shaul and not preaching anything else. There is a different world, and these are the world. This is what we are trying to get people to adapt to, the people to fall in love with. And the laws, statutes, and commandments of our Creator are a wonderful thing to fall in love with. If you don't know them right now, if you've never heard them, we're going to go over them here in just a little bit. And they are wondrous. They are glorious. They are everything that most people in life are missing. And when we find that foundational structure, when we find the path and the way that we should be walking, that we should be living, the way that we should be doing everything, it is very, very good, because our Creator does not make any mistakes. He has not designed anything ill, and everything that is out there is part of His design. And there is a way forward. And a lot of us forget that there is a way forward because we're stuck in the everyday tedious world of man's world that we're living in right now, where we get up and we go to work on Monday and we get done on Friday, and it's just the rat race. Well, all of these things that we see and everything that we know will pass away. That we are living what I believe is not just the end days, but I believe we are living the end of the end days. With everything that is happening all around us, humanity cannot last more than 20 years. There's a problem right now with genetics. There's a problem with humanity. It is the exact same that it was as in the days of Noah. And we are in dire straits right now. Most people have no idea what I'm even saying or anything of the sort, but we do not have more than 20 years left. And so we should see a Messiah in that time. If we do not see a Messiah inside of these 20 years, there will be no flesh left at all. And so if you are looking for a timeline or you're looking for a date, I don't have it, but it's coming very, very, very soon. And we know that all these preachers across the world have said this for all times, like, oh, it's the end. Here it is. Be ready. The rapture's coming. Something is coming. We need to be ready, and none of us will be ready unless we are reading the Torah, unless we have the Torah written on our hearts, minds, and soul, unless we have a supreme leader, Messiah Yahushua, who you have accepted, who you know by name, and who you know will be your leader. The second Exodus, the coming, what's going to happen, the people will be in covenant. The only people that will be taken through the second Exodus, the people that will be extracted out of here are the people who are Yah's people. The only definition that we have, and for those who do not know who Yah is, the name God is a title. It has been replaced over 7,000 times in scriptures. They took the name of our Creator, they took the name of His Son, and they have hidden it from us, so we didn't even know. So Yah is going to bring deliverance to all of us. His Son, Yahushua, will be reigning, and the reign is going to be a reign that is obedience bound. We will be obeying the laws, statutes, and commandments in the second Exodus. It's not going to be foreign to any of us what's going to be happening for those of us who are listening. Okay, Jade, go ahead. Give us our morning Shema.
Hear, O Israel, Yahuwah Elohim, Yahuwah is one. You shall love Yahuwah your Elohim with all your heart, with all your being, with all your might. And these words that I am commanding you today shall be in your heart. And you shall impress them upon your children, and shall speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, when you lie down, and when you rise up. And shall bind them as a sign on your hand, and they shall be frontlets between your eyes. You shall write them on your doorposts of your house and on your gates.
Guys, this is why we always start off with the Shema. And I want to talk about this real quick. Guys, this is a very short verse, but it's loaded up with everything. In this verse, we learn how we need to operate under the guise of our Creator. How does He want us to behave? Well, this is how He wants us to behave. Number one, He wants us to love Him with all of our heart. Not 3/4 of it, not half of it. You're not to be sitting there eating your pig, eating your unclean foods, and telling the world that you love your Creator with all your heart, mind, and soul. By your actions alone, you are showing that you do not love our Creator with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul. There is something very important about these laws, statutes, and commandments. And if you want this second Exodus, this is what you would need to do. When you are waking up in the morning, we're supposed to be thinking about the Torah. We're supposed to be thinking about Yah. Are we in prayer in the morning? When we go to bed, do we think about Yah? Are we in covenant with Him? Are we doing what He wants us to do? When we sit in our house, and do we talk about Yah? Is your days consumed with the Torah? Are you part of Yah's plan? And if you are not in covenant, which means you are not keeping His laws, statutes, and commandments, there's no hope out of this world right now. So as we are looking at this verse alone, our Creator tells us that when we are, we're to write these on our doorposts. What are we to write? The laws of our Creator. We're supposed to understand them. They're supposed to be as frontlets between our eyes. What does that mean? That means that every direction that we look in life, if you look beyond the Torah, when you're looking and you're going outside of it, you're going wrong. We have a set of guidelines that we are to keep. We are not to stray to the right or to the left. We are to be right down the middle. And if we do not understand the Torah, ignorance is not bliss when we're standing in the fire. Everybody that is out there has had an opportunity to pick up the scriptures and to seek our Creator one way or another. If you are seeking our Creator, He will seek you. You will find what you are looking for. And that's why all of us are here. Everybody that's sitting here, even listening on this channel, is you're here because you are seeking a different way, something that's better than these 40,000 different religions that we've all been indoctrinated into, that are all contrary to what Scriptures says. All right, so what we are going to do now is first of all, we're going to say hi to everybody. Cade's going to pray. That's what Mr. Cole told me. Cade, you'll have to reach up here because the mic is a bit there. Open us up in prayer, if you will, please.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this wonderful day you've given to us. We thank you for the day you set apart and you have told us to rest on because you knew we needed the rest because you care so much about us. And we thank you for this family that has gathered from all around the world to explore your word, to explore the greatness you have written out for us, the things that you told us to do that would increase our life, that would bless our life, that would give us points in the Shamayim for following, for things that we should be doing at all times that the rest of the world does not know, but you have opened our eyes to see this, and we thank you for bringing us to this point in life that we can understand your Torah, that we can understand the gift of your Son that He gave to us, and we thank you for this Shabbat, and we ask that all things are blessed today. We ask that your word is fulfilled today as we look into your Torah in Yahshua's name. Amen.
All right, Mr. Cole, who do we got? Let's say hi to our fam.
We have Brother Glenn and Sister Morena.
All right, what's up?
Graham.
Our two owls, our two wise old owls.
And Graham, she's here.
Hi, Graham. And another wise owl. Hi, Graham.
And Jeremy.
What's up, brother?
And Callan.
Hey, Callan, what's up, little buddy?
And then Irma, Candy, Ruby.
Hi, ladies.
Rosie Chica.
Hi.
Sister Barb.
Hi, Sister Barb.
Bone Cat 1.
What's up, brother?
Scrolling Sylvia.
Hi. Sylvia's here? Hi, Sylvia Ewarts. How are you, dear sis? Much love.
Read the Torah. He's a new person, I believe.
Oh, that's a good name. Read the Torah. Cool. What's up?
Genie Not of This World.
Hi, Jeannie.
And I think that's it.
All right. Well, that is amazing because where more than one are gathered is where Yah will gather with us, and we will continue on. So what we are about to do, which is what we do every week, is read the laws, statutes, and commandments of our Creator. Now, guys, before you guys tune off, before you guys turn this off, because I know there's a ton of you guys that come later on, guys, please don't give up on this yet. These laws, statutes, and commandments, what we are going to give you is we are going to give you a massive dose of straight Torah. The massive dose of straight Torah is that you do not have to read Genesis through Deuteronomy, which you should, but we're going to give you the straight medicine that is in there. We're going to give you every law, statutes, and commandment that we could find that we can do today that we put together. And we did this years ago, and this is probably one of the greatest things that we ever did is try to figure out exactly what the law, statutes, and commandments are, because we have religions like Judaism, and inside of Judaism, they have hundreds of commands, if not thousands of commands, and all of them violate Deuteronomy 4:2 because they're added to or they're taken away from the word. So as we read these laws, statutes, and commandments, these are amazing, awesome, stupendous, cool things.
Just want to say hi to Chris and Mama CA.
Oh, Mama CA and Chris, what's up? What's up, guys? How are you guys? Okay, let us begin. And let us go slow, gentlemen, because even though we have read this, I don't know how many hundreds of times, this could be somebody's very first time of hearing these. And when you are coming out of Christianity, when you're coming out of religion, we've all been told that these laws don't matter. We've been told that they're nailed to the cross. Jesus fulfilled them. We don't need to do them anymore. And our Creator in Jesus made all food clean. And so and in fact, everything that I just said is completely false, because all food has not been made clean. Our Messiah did not come to make any food clean or anything like that. For those who are in Torah, you know that I'm joking. For those out of Torah, I don't want you to get confused and understand that was just a joke, because our Messiah never got rid of any of these. In fact, he came and walked these laws perfectly. And he even says, not one jot or tittle of the Torah will be gone until heaven and earth pass away. So if you guys are wondering if the Torah is still in effect, look out your window and see if you see sky. Look on the ground to see if you see some grass growing up there, because that means heaven and earth are still with us and have not passed away, which means the Torah is valid for all times. Okay, commandment number 1, be fruitful. Go
Commandment
slow,
number
gentlemen.
2, multiply. Replenish the earth. Subdue it. Have dominion over the fish, fowl, and every living creature.
The herb bearing and every tree is for food.
Man and woman should build their own families.
Master sin. Every clean moving thing that lives shall be food for you.
Do not eat the blood.
Walk before me and be perfect. Guard Yahuwah's laws, covenants, and statutes and commandments.
Every male shall be circumcised at 8 days old.
Teach your children the commands and guard the way of Yahuwah. Remember Yahuwah's name for all generations.
Keep the Passover.
Keep the feast of unleavened bread,
There's
festival of matzah.
Oh, we're slowing down here. Okay, so slow down. Got it, Cubs?
There's one Torah for the stranger and one for the Hebrew.
Sanctify all firstborn to Yahuwah.
There are no mighty ones before Yahuwah. You shall not make graven images.
Do not bring Yahuwah's name to naught.
Keep the Shabbat. Honor your parents.
Do not kill.
Do not break wedlock. Do not steal.
Slow down, boys.
Do not make false accusations against your neighbor.
Do not covet anything of your neighbors. Do not make an altar from rock that a tool has touched.
Do not go up to the altar by the steps.
If a man steals cattle, he shall restore it 5 times. Yahuwah's laws for criminals.
Do not lie with beasts.
No sacrifices to other gods.
Do not oppress a stranger, fatherless, or widow.
Do not charge your brother interest.
If you borrow your neighbor's raiment, return it to him before sunset.
Do not curse the ruler of your people.
Do not eat what is torn of any beast.
No false report.
Do not follow a multitude of evil.
Do not judge unrighteously against the poor.
Bring back your enemy's cattle if you find it going astray.
Help the animals of your enemy.
Stay away from rumors and gossipers.
Yeah, let's talk real quick. The Grand was talking about master sin, my favorite. Yeah, you know that is a what command is that?
7.
7. That's way back there. Okay, so I'm not going to scroll back up there, but I do want to talk about that because mastering sin it doesn't give you what to master exactly, other than a broad stroke, which is sin. Now, where do we know what sin is? How is sin defined?
By disobeying the Torah.
Disobeying the Torah. What does James say about sin? The sin is only known through the Torah. You would not know what sin was unless you had the Torah, which is why it is absolutely vitally important for all of us to have what we're reading right here written on our hearts, minds, and souls. Because if you know the Torah, you know what sin is. And you would not want to walk contrary to what the Torah says. And so we have to be very, very careful. There's no definition of what sin is anywhere in the world except inside of scriptures. Your local laws don't tell you what sin is. Your local laws don't tell you anything. Jaywalking, right? That's not a sin. The sins are things like drinking the blood, taking the bribes, rumors, doing all these things. And where one of the commands is master sin, this is a lifetime endeavor. Boss Clan has not figured this out. We have not figured out how to master sin. We have not figured out a tremendous amounts of ways out of this. But because we know the Torah, we know that we have not been able to master sin because there's a tremendous amount of walk inside of the Torah. I don't know if anybody's ever going to master it completely, but we are told to try. We are told to do everything possible to master that. That means if we're somebody stuck in a pornography addiction, like you cannot get your eyes off of evil, you have to figure this out. You cannot continue on in this kind of lust and adultery and this kind of evil. And that's just one piece of it because there's so much pornography. Like 60-70% of the internet is pornography. It is just a vile, disgusting, evil thing. And when you are in this, it's hard to get out. You will get addicted like you will get addicted to anything else, and you will get stuck. And so we need to master sin. There's so much more. Gluttony, right? I've failed it. I've failed the gluttony side, and you know that is things that we all have to work upon. There's so many different things that our Creator wants us to do and how He wants us to behave. that mastering sin is a lifetime endeavor. Okay, commandment 44. Let's continue on into this. Help the animals of your enemy. I don't even know if I'm on that one.
Yeah, we
Is
were
that
on
the
that one. Yeah.
All right.
Stay away from rumors and gossipers.
Take no bribes.
Mm-hmm.
Do not oppress a stranger. Love the stranger.
Give your land rest in the 7th year.
Do not mention any pagan names.
Keep the feast of Yahuwah.
Do not cook your goat in his mother's milk.
Obey the messenger Yahuwah sends before you.
Do not bow down to other Elohim.
Serve Yahuwah.
Make no covenant with other Elohim or outsiders of the land.
Do not make or use anointing oil on a normal person. Do not make or use perfume on a normal person.
Do not eat the fat.
Do what you say you are going to do.
Return what is your neighbor's.
Obey Yahuwah's dietary laws.
That means time of separation.
Obey Yahuwah's hygiene laws.
Keep the Day of Atonement, 𝐤𝐄𝐄.
Do not uncover the nakedness of your family.
Do not take your woman's sister for wife.
Do not lie with a woman her uncleanness.
You shall not sacrifice your children to Moloch.
Do not be a sodomite.
Be Kodesh, holy.
Do not reap the corners of your field, for you shall not glean your vineyard.
Let's go back there to do not be a sodomite. I was reading in the book of Josephus this morning, and it's very, very clear that there's a couple different laws that we will read through. One of these, like if you look at the world today and the world of sodomy, it's out of control. Like it not only, it used to be back when I was a kid, it used to be some sort of in the closet thing. Like it was not something that people were proud of. Back in the days, if you joined the army or navy or something of the sort and you were a sodomite, they would beat you up, right? It was not accepted. When people put on a big burly man puts on a dress and high heels, guys, that's a mental illness. That is something that is so beyond what our Creator wants us to do. And when you go over like the book of Leviticus and it starts talking about the kinds of things that defile you, man with man defiles you, man with his uncle's wife defiles you, things of this nature, right? All of it completely defiles it. And the sodomy has taken, as we talk about the end times, and this not just being the end times, but being the last moments of the last days, it's crazy, right? This is North America. I hate putting North America under the hand, but when you look at the world of North America and the dudes that turn into women and the women that turned into dudes, yes, that does happen other places, but it has been glorified and put in everybody's face, right? You have the state of Idaho that's fighting against the after-school Satan Club. The after-school Satan Club is suing the state of Idaho because Idaho doesn't want to have their kids join the after-school Satan Club. Now, the after-school Satan Club, it has been around, I think, for about 10 years that I know of, and everybody has adopted it. You have these people that are doing the will of Satan that have gone after the kids. And most people, they're like, their hands are up in the air. What do? Well, you yank your kids out of school and you homeschool them is what you do. You don't let your kids get near any kind of that abomination. It doesn't matter. You would not want your kids to go near them. You would not want them to hang out with them. You would not let them be anywhere that they would come back with this wonderment of why have men become women and women become men. It is a problem. It is a massive, massive problem. So those are some things that lead us to the understanding that we are in the end. We're the last days of the last days. It's here. Did you have something, Mr. Cole?
The grand. She just says our dirty underwear is on display in the USA.
The dirty one, yeah, absolutely. The chickens have come home to roost in the United States of America, and it doesn't. North America is funny, right? When we left North America, everyone's like, oh, you're leaving a first world country to go to a third world country. You're living in a third world country. In those 10 years since we've been gone, now you look at the cities in North America, there's no city that's safe. You look at the homelessness in the United States, it is over. You look at what California does. You look at all of these different states and their crazy, evil laws that they're doing. North America is literally a bubbling cesspool of Satan, and you can't go against it, right? You decide that you don't want to do the after-school Satan Club, you get sued. You decide that you don't want to be part of this, they'll sue you. You have to be okay with the men turning into women and the men using women's bathrooms. I mean, it's just an insane world that we now live into. I would rather be in a fifth world country right now than I would rather be in that first world country of North America, because I see where it's going, and I see all of you brothers and sisters that are out there that are having to juggle life in North America and try to stay pure in North America, and it's getting worse and worse. It's just it's an abomination. Okay, let's continue on. 70.
So we're on 72.
I don't know where we're at. I'm just going from picking a number, throwing it out. Hit it.
All right. And do not read the corners of your field, or you shall not glean your vineyard.
Yeah, you'll falsely defraud your neighbor.
Do not lie or be a liar. Pay your workers the day's wage they are due.
Do not harm the disabled.
Do not endanger your neighbor. Do not hate your brother.
Rebuke your neighbor for his sin.
Love your neighbor as yourself. Do not diverse your cattle.
Do not mingle your seed.
Do not mingle linen and wool. Do not lie with a taken woman.
Do not eat the fruit of the trees for 3 years.
Do not practice sorcery. Do not round your beard or the corners of your head.
Do not cut yourself.
Slow down,
on the
Chips.
dead.
Do not get tattoos. Do not prostitute your daughter.
Do not defile your temple.
Do not insult the medium. Respect your elders.
Have correct weights and measures.
Do not walk in the manners of the nation. Keep the feast of first fruits, Shavuot, Omer, Pentecost.
Keep the feast of trumpets, Yom Torah.
Keep the feast of Sukkot, Shem Yatzeret. If you blaspheme the name of Yahuwah, you shall be put to death.
If you kill your neighbor's animal, you must give him another.
Repay injury for injury. Honor the Yobel, Jubilee year.
Confess your sins to Yahuwah. Repay who you trespass against.
The law of being a Nazir. Wear zizi on the four corners of your garments.
The Torah of whoever touches a corpse.
Follow the Yahuwah's law of inheritance. Law, keep your oath, Yahuwah.
Do not add or take away from the word.
Guard your soul. Learn to fear Yahuwah.
You shall love Yahuwah with all your heart.
Bind the laws upon your hand and the frontlets between your eyes. Write the Torah laws on your doorposts.
Do not tempt Yahuwah.
Do what is right and good in the sight of Yahuwah. Do not be afraid of your enemies.
Remember Yahuwah.
Circumcise your heart. Cleave to Yahuwah.
Swear by his name.
Destroy graven images. Do not make an idol of Yahuwah as the pagans do to their Elohim.
Rejoice in all Yahuwah has blessed you with.
Do not do what is right in your own eyes.
Let's go quickly back to 123 because this is very important. A lot of us will lose focus on things. We are in the daily grind, right? We're trying to survive 1 week at a time. We try to make it out, and most of us are dead broke. Most of us live month to month, paycheck to paycheck. It just sometimes feels really hard to be happy. However, Commandment 123 says, rejoice in all that Yahuwah has blessed you with. And every breath of air that we take in is a blessing. Every time that we're able to just take a breath of air, every time that we're able to blink, and we can get the dust out of our eyes and our eyes don't dry up, every sound that we hear is a blessing. Every time that you eat and your taste buds are activated and you have the most amazing taste, regardless of what it is, that is the blessings, guys. We have been given everything that we need. Sometimes we don't have the financial means to even buy groceries, but yet we have been blessed far beyond all of these other people living in the fifth world countries that will never see Torah, that will never ever see Yah, and that his hand is upon us. And so our rejoicing is that we get up every single day and we have woken, and that we have been able to be blessed by a life, by another day upon these beautiful lands that our Creator has given to us, that He set up in a beautiful little terrarium that we can have pure life. Everything around us is beautiful. It is the world that has corrupted it. It is the people, and it is the evil, and it is the people that serve Satan that make it a horrible, horrible place. So our blessings are not in financial prosperity. Our blessings are not in even health, because we need to go through sickness just like we need to go through good times, right? And that is what it is. Our Creator has given us so much. And every time we get down, every time that I get down in the dumps, I have to remember this, that it's not about being able to write a check for bread. It's not about anything other than that. It is about that our Creator has given us life and 2 hands and 2 feet and a mouth and an ability to speak. And it is amazing. Those are the blessings that we have. And if we're not on death's door, if you're not there, then you have the blessing of life. And even on death's door, that's not a bad place to be, because there's a better place after this. So this world's going to come, this world's going to go. We must stick like glue to our Creator, because He has given us that glue to make a connection with Him. And this is what we need to be. So guys, rejoice in all that Yahuwah has blessed us with, because He can take it away just like He has given it. We can become deaf, we can become mute, we can have heart problems, all sorts of bad things. And our Creator has given us greatness. He's given us health. Okay.
125.
125, hit it.
Do not harden the words of false prophets.
Do not make any baldness between your eyes for the dead.
You shall not eat any abominable thing.
You shall give to a stranger clean food that dies of itself, but you shall not eat of it.
Give tithe of your increase of seed year by year.
Laws of the end of the 7-year release.
Do not borrow from the nations.
Do not harden your heart, nor shut your hand from the poor.
Guard month 1 of Yahuwah's calendar.
3 times a year, all males shall appear before Yahuwah.
You shall make judges and officers in all your gates.
Do not plant Asherah poles near the altar.
There must be 2 or 3 witnesses.
Hearken unto the prophet Yahuwah has chosen.
Prophetess of Deuteronomy.
Do not remove your neighbor's property line.
How to deal with a false witness among Torah keepers.
The first child to get double portions.
If your brother's cattle or clothes are lost, and you find them, you must return them.
All right, hold up. I'm going back. Remember the number we're on. We're going up to 128.
Sure.
128 from Miss Irma. Okay, you shall give to a stranger of clean food that dies of itself, but you shall not eat of it. Okay, gentlemen, what is the commandment of eating food that has been killed?
So it will if we kill it, we can eat it as long as it's clean food.
As long as it's clean food, which is out of Leviticus 11,
which is considered food. You have to understand here that it is considered food, right? This isn't a pig that's not considered food.
Right.
So that we're giving it to a stranger, right? This animal dies itself, we can give it to a stranger, someone who's not a Hebrew.
Right. So our commandment, and this is one of these weird commands. So Irma, I'm with you on this. We've discussed this in depth a lot of times trying to figure this out. This is our bodies. Our Creator wants us to be very astute with what we eat. When something dies of itself, there's something wrong with it, right? The animal has some sort of sickness, and I will tell you, when we have had cows that were sick, when we end up slaughtering them at the very end, a sick cow insides don't look good. There's funky stuff going on. They don't smell right. Their stuff just isn't right. And depends on how sick you get, you rot from the inside out. And so when us as people, followers of Yah, run across something like this, we are not to eat it. It is not to be eaten. However, for those who are not in Torah, who do not care, it is just food to them, right? And so what you are able to do is you are able to give them that food. And just like pig, you would never ever want to eat pig. This is the same thing. You could probably take the dead carcass and fry up that nasty old whatever meat it died on, and it probably is edible and is probably something to eat. So our Creator has allowed for us to give to those who are not in covenant with Him the things that die of itself. It's a very interesting command. But that is the command. So hopefully that makes sense to everybody out there. Okay, where are we at?
144.
144?
Yep.
All right, hit it, Sam.
A woman should not wear what pertains to a man, nor a man wear what pertains to a woman.
Yeah, huge problem we have this in the world these days.
If you find a bird's nest with the mother and the babies or eggs, take the babies, not the mother.
If you build a new house with a flat roof that is ill be lived on, you must put a railing around it.
Do not be a prostitute.
Do not use dirty money.
The law of divorce.
Do not take a person's millstone for a pledge.
If you lend to your brother, do not enter his house to get your payment. He must bring it to you. Return his clothing before sunset if that was his pledge.
Do not oppress a hired servant that is poor and needy.
Every man shall be put to death for his own sin.
Do not go back to the forgotten sheaf in the field, leave for the stranger, fatherless, and widow.
Do not muzzle your ox when he treads out grain.
If your brother dies and has no child, you shall take its wife and name the firstborn after your brother.
At the end of 7 years, you are to read the Torah at the Feast of Sukkot.
Okay, so that is it, everybody. That is the laws, statutes, and commandments, the most amazing things ever. And I will go to my grave thinking that we have been given the greatest things ever. We were given life. We were given the ability to seek our Creator. We were given free will so that we can choose to serve Satan or we can choose to serve Yahuwah. We've been given everything. And because of this, this is why we need to be loyal to our Creator. We need to give Him back a bit of that loyalty. Our Creator is amazing. Our Creator is so amazing. And I will just chant this until it's over. Our Creator is amazing. Our Creator is amazing. And just keep that in mind. This is what I will always yell. This is what I always breathe. This is what I always believe. And there will never be a time that I will never turn my back on our Creator. And I hope that you guys will seek Him and not turn your back on the Creator either. Because during the second Exodus, I'm coming looking for all of you guys. I mean, if I even make the second Exodus, I'm coming and looking for the Sylvias. I'm coming out there looking for all of y'all. I'm going to give you guys big old burly hugs and say hi. And, it's going to be an exciting time when we are finally with people that want to serve our Creator. Because we live right now in a world that you can go look at your next door neighbor, right? Nobody wants to serve Yah. Nobody. It's a very lonely world in the world that we are in. Okay, now we're gonna do this a little bit differently, so I don't have to get rid of the chat, because YouTube has billions of dollars that they got. These losers can't even write code right, because if I turn off the chat as we're reading, when I try to turn the chat back on, I can't do it. So instead of us doing a split screen today, we're just gonna do a main screen, and we're gonna read through this first, and then we're going to go through the Targums. So the first reading that we're going to read out of this is from Yah Scriptures, and Mr. Cole will probably paste a PDF here at some point. It is completely free of charge, and we hope that you guys will download this and read this on a daily basis.
The Grant says I'll be the short old lady yelling hallelujah and waving to y'all.
Yeah. Look for the overly built fella with a big beard. That's me. I'll get my seats on too. You'll see the seats. Okay. The live stream has, it looks like, I don't know. It looks a little different on this. All the tools we have on YouTube are they're broken. Okay, so here we go, guys. 23. We are in. Somebody quick, Jaden, give me a breakdown of where we are at to Exodus 23 to bring us to this point right here.
Okay, so at the beginning of Exodus, we have Moses. He freed the people. He did the 10 plagues. Egypt got destroyed. They wiped out. People have moved around quite a bit. They've been through wars. They have fought battles. They have complained for food. They got food. They complained for water. They got water. They went through wars again, and then now they are getting commands. They went to a Mount Sinai, and a lot of people stood around waiting for Yah to give them commands. They were scared. They heard lightning and thunderings. They said they didn't want to do it. They wanted Moses to do it, and they would learn from Moses. And so Moses is getting commands from Yah, and the people did not hear Yah's voice.
Yeah, and so what we're into right now is we're really into the meat and potatoes of the commandments. The commandments are starting to come, and so this is where they are. So 23:1, let us get into this, and we will discuss it. Do not bring a false report. Do not put your hand with the wicked to be a malicious witness. There's a ton of stuff right here, right? I mean, this is one of these things right here. This is very, very important stuff to our Creator, right? When you bring a false report, you're harming people, right? You're not only are you lying, but you're also harming people, and it's things you cannot undo. Let's say, for instance, that you go out without any proof and you say somebody is a pedophile. Well, and the guy isn't a pedophile, right? You've done damage that he can never undo. It doesn't matter where this guy goes, there's always going to be somebody that heard your voice that says this guy's a pedophile or this guy has done some great evil. We are told, and we know how to accuse people. It is at the behest of multiple witnesses. You're not to just go and do these kind of things. We have to do this according to Torah. And when we are in Torah, we're not going to bring a false report, because when we bring the false reports, we're hurting the child of Yah. We're lying. We're doing very bad things. So there's this chapter may be like longer than I think. Okay, 2. Do not follow a crowd to do evil, nor bear witness in a strife so as to turn aside after many, to pervert, right? Very, very clear stuff that we do. Do not follow a crowd to do evil. We live in this kind of a world. We live in kind of a Facebook world where everybody knows everybody. It's a nose book. Everybody's stuff is all out on Front Street. And there's a lot of things that you will end up with. And when you follow a crowd of evil, or when you get into these evil crowds, and there's a lot of Torah groups on YouTube that when you look at their fruits are very, very bad. There's sexual assault, there's child endangerment, there's all sorts of stuff that is out there. And if you are following these kind of people and you are allowing this kind of stuff to happen, then at some regard, you are responsible as well. 3, and do not favor a poor man in his strife. We've heard this before. We've talked about this before. Our Creator does not want people to be judged based upon what they look at. Messiah talked about this, right? When people go into the temples and the rich people get the nice chairs, and then you have the poor person sit by the foot of somebody else, right? In our Creator's eyes, money means nothing. Absolutely nothing. It is the heart of man that is judged. And so when we are when we're either giving a poor person stuff in strife, or taking away in strife, or basing our judgment based upon what we what we see is their where financial stability, it is absolutely wrong. And so we have to judge completely right. 4, when you meet your enemy's ox or his donkey going astray, you shall certainly return it to him. When you see the donkey of him who hates you lying under its burden, you shall refrain from leaving it to him. You shall certainly help him. So there is amazing things, right? This is stuff, and our Creator doesn't just love his little humans, his little 2-legged humans that are furless. He loves his 4-legged furred friends, right? If you see an animal, and I don't care what animal it is, I see intelligence in every single animal that is out there. Cows are extremely smart. Dogs are extremely smart. Ants. You know, I was standing around the other day, and I was just waiting for my kid, and I was watching lines of ants, and they all had these little leaves, and the line of ants was 25 feet long. All these little guys were going back and forth their leaves. I couldn't hear any communication. Somehow these guys would run into each other and just keep going back and forth, and the guys with the leaves would go one way, and the other guys without leaves were going the other way. All of these things are extremely intelligent. And so our Creator has given us laws that when we see things that are messed up, that we need to take care of it. Okay, 6, do not turn aside the right ruling of your poor in his strife. Did I miss that? Did I do something wrong? No. Okay, 7, keep yourself far from a false matter, and do not kill the innocent and the righteous, for I do not declare the wicked right. Very, very important stuff, right? Keep yourself far from a false matter. It's not just keep yourself away from a false matter, but keep yourself far from a false matter. Don't get included, right? Because you will be, at the end, you'll be following a multitude of evil, and it's a problem. All right, we have anything in chat, Mr. Cole?
No.
Okay.
Just Sylvia and Barb.
Okay.
Both say they're short like the Grant.
Okay,
And
so
Sylvia
we're
just
looking
said-
for our short sisters?
Uh-huh.
All right.
Sylvia and Grant says, or 2 or more short folks are gathered.
Okay, 8, and do not take a bribe, for a bribe blinds the seeing one and twists the words of the righteous, right? These are all the laws, statutes, and commandments that people want to get rid of. Why? Well, I mean, imagine that. Imagine if we start taking bribes, right? And we didn't have these rules and regulations. 9, do not oppress a sojourner, as you yourselves knew the life of a sojourner, because you were sojourners in the land of Mitzrayim. And for 6 years you are to sow your land, and shall gather its increase. But in the 7th year you are to let it rest, and shall leave it. And the poor of your people shall eat, and what they leave, the beasts of the field eat. Do the same with your vineyard and your olive yard. 6 days you are to do your work, and on the 7th day you rest, in order that your ox and your donkey might rest, and the son of your female servant and the sojourner be refreshed. So here we are. These are some reasons that we are keeping a Shabbat, right? It's the 7th day. It's to rest. Our oxen should rest, donkeys rest, you rest, your son rests, your female servant rests. Everybody chills out. That's what this is all about. Okay, so I'm going to go up to 15, and I'm going to try to go over to the Targums. Okay, 13. And in all that I have said to you, take heed, and make no mention of the name of other mighty ones. Let it not be heard from your mouth. 14. 3 times in a year you are to celebrate a festival to me. Guard the festival of Matzah. 7 days you eat unleavened bread, as I commanded you, at the time appointed in the month of Abib. For in it you came out of Mitzrayim, and do not appear before me empty-handed. And the festival of the harvest, and the first fruits of your labors which you have sown in the field, and the festival of the ingathering at the outgoing of the year, when you have gathered in the fruit of your labors from the field. Okay, so now we're going to head over to the Targums and see if we can do this. We don't know if it's actually going to come up right, but we're going to give it a shot. So as you guys, or as we are all sitting here reading this, and as you guys can see, for those who have never read the laws, statutes, and commandments, this is them. And you can see that when you read the details of them, there's nothing that is funky. There's nothing wild and weird. You want to see some weird regulations, go look at the Church of Satan and look what those guys do. It's weird stuff. Okay, Exodus 23:1. And we're reading right here in the Targums. And the Targums is little leavenly, has a little bit of leaven, which we're pointing out at some points, and make sure that we don't get owned with it. Okay, 23:1.
Just want to mention one thing.
All right, what you got?
Jeremy just says, yes, command is the 7th day, the same day that Yah himself rested as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I believe that Shabbat has been a cycle of sevens all the way from the beginning of creation, from day one to the day that Yah rested. Then the next day was the day one, and it went all the way. I know a lot of people will look at the moon and decide that their new month starts in the middle of the week, but I believe that Shabbat has always been a cycle of seven, and anytime that we get out of that cycle of seven, we've missed the boat. Now, that doesn't say I know a lot of you guys start everybody. I mean, I don't know if anybody even that's in this chat is on the same calendar we are on, because it's so wild right now. So anyway, we are heading over the Targums right here, and this is again a little levity, but we're going to get through it. Sons of Yasrael, my people, take not up lying words from a man who accuses his neighbor before you, nor put your hand with the wicked to become a false witness. Sons of Yasrael, my people, you do not go after the many to do evil, but to do good. And no one among you shall restrain himself from affirming justly concerning his neighbor in the judgment, by saying, behold, the judgment sides with the many. Okay, so I think the other version of it actually has had that a little bit better, right? You're not supposed to side with, you're not supposed to get in with the corrupt people, mess with people. Okay, 23:3. And the poor man who is guilty in his cause, you shall not be partial in having compassion upon him, for there must not be respect of persons in judgment. And I think that actually said that better than the other version of that, because this is what will happen is people will judge the rich and judge the poor based upon their appearance and not the cause why they're supposed to be even there to begin with. So you look at the poor guy who did some evil, and he, you say, oh, well, this guy's really super poor, we shouldn't do anything. That causes confusion. It's the same thing with the rich man. Because he's rich, he shouldn't be able to get away with murder like all these rich guys do today. They completely, literally get away with murder. Okay, 23:4. If you meet the ox of your enemy whom you dislike on account of the wickedness which you only know is in him, or a donkey that wanders from the way, you shall surely bring it to him. All right, well, there's some interesting stuff. 23:5. If you see the donkey of your enemy whom you dislikes, it says whom you dislikes, but I think if the word is actually dislike, whom you dislike on account of the wickedness which you only know to be in him, lying under his burden, and you wouldn't refrain yourself from going near him, you shall relinquish at once the dislike of your heart against your enemy and release and take care of the donkey, or charge yourself with him. Okay.
That sounds decent.
That doesn't sound out of it. I thought Eli was explaining this. You must have misunderstood this, right?
No, it says you're basically supposed to take care of the donkey yourself.
I don't think you're supposed to take the dude's donkey.
I don't think
Is that
so.
what you guys catch on that?
No.
Supposed to help the donkey,
I don't think you're supposed to steal the dude's donkey.
you're supposed
Or
to-
charge yourself with him. I don't know.
When you charge yourself, you are signing yourself help to the donkey. I don't think anything in there says we're supposed to steal the dude's donkey.
And why would you let the animal be hurt when it's a person you have a problem with? Now the animal doesn't hate you. The animal doesn't have a problem with you. It's the other person. So help the animal.
Yeah, and that's the thing down here. I don't know if it's like this in everywhere. I don't remember. I grew up on a kind of a ranch in North America, but I don't remember everybody being ruthless to their animals. Now, down here in Panama, people are like literally ruthless to their animals. We have a drunk dude up the road who used to beat up his pig, and he would sit there and just do fisticuffs to his pig, beat him down. We've seen where people will haul their cows around violently, like 90 going north. They come and they deliver a cow to us, and the thing's in a bloody mess because they drug him from one side of the trailer to the next. We've seen these Panamanian guys, they literally beat up the cows. The cows are so crazy that you enter a field, the cows aren't normal cows. They run for their lives because they have no idea if you're coming to do fisticuffs with the cows. So I don't know if that's everywhere. But what this doesn't say is this: I don't think this says that you're supposed to steal his donkey because he's not taking care of it. You're supposed to do whatever it takes to get it so his donkey isn't under that kind of oppression. All right, 23:6. There was some scripture in me, but I could never see where they're going. I just went along with it, unfortunately, so long. Yeah, so Sister Barb. Okay.
No, it's Rosie Chica.
Oh, was that Rosie Chica? Are you sure? Oh, it was Rosie Chica. Yeah, all right, sorry. All right, 23:6. Sons of Yasrael, my people, you shall not warp the judgment of the poor in his cause. 23:7. For a false matter keep distant, and when one has gone forth from your house of justice acquitted, and they afterwards find out his guilt, or one that has been brought out condemned, and they find out his innocence, you shall not put him to death, for I will not hold the former innocent, nor the latter guilty. All right, what is your guys' saying, 23:7? Somebody read 23:7 from that, because that sounds a weight.
Keep yourself far from a false matter, and do not kill innocent and the righteous, for I do not declare the wicked right.
Okay, so
Different.
yeah, so quite a bit different on that. So that's the Yah Scriptures versus Targums. Okay, 23:8. And you may not receive a bribe, for a bribe blinds their eyes who have taken it, and casts down the wise from their seats, and perverts the right words which are written in the Torah, and confounds the words of the mouth of the innocent in the hour of judgment. Now, can you imagine a world where all the North American politicians or politicians of the world did not take bribes? Right? Every single politician, by the time you make it to any place at all, has already been completely owned and decimated because they owe all they have to the people that got them where they were at. So they owe everybody, and that's why they're all compromised when it comes down to, like, why did this guy do something completely different? Because when you're at that level, you have completely sold your soul to the devils. And you know, people don't get it. People think that there's a Republican or Democrat. They think that there's really two sides when it's all one side. And if you don't understand that, you look at the events of 2020 and 2019. That was a worldwide operation. And now you have people that are so blind, they have their little Make America Great hat on. And if you guys didn't know, the word MAGA is a spell casting word. Like you shouldn't be going out saying MAGA like they did. That is all part of witchcraft. And so this whole thing of Make America Great Again, guys, it's nothing about America is ever going to be great again. These are the end days. These are the last moments of the last days. And if you think that some dude, Trump, the actor Trump, is going to come in and save you, remember who this guy was the father of. And just remember this. Okay, 23:9. You shall not oppress the stranger, for you know the sigh of a stranger's soul, because you were sojourners in the land of Mitzrayim. 6 years you shall sow your land and gather the produce. All right, Eli, take me back to my other side. That was 10, right?
No, it's 17.
Oh, is it 17?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to read 16.
Okay.
17.
But the seventh year, 23:11. But the seventh year you shall exempt it from labor, and give up the fruit of it to be eaten by the poor of my people. And what they leave shall be eaten by the beasts of the field. And in like manner shall you do with your vine and olive grounds. 6 days you do no work, and on the seventh day repose, that your ox and your donkey may rest, and that the uncircumcised son of your handmaid and the stranger may rest. So it gives us a little bit. Read 23:12, will you please? Because I don't think it says uncircumcised
No,
son.
it doesn't. 6 days you are to do your work, and on the seventh day you rest, in order that your ox and your donkey might rest, and the son of your female servant and the sojourner be refreshed.
That's interesting because it threw in uncircumcised son, which is interesting because the point of this is everybody rest, right? It doesn't matter this dude who's hanging out with you is part of the heathens or part of it. If he's with you, he needs to rest. Okay. What does Obi-Line say? It's reported in the UK, the government, that people put in high positions. They had filmed abusing little ones so they control them. Yeah, it's definitely like this, man. It is completely like this. I wish it wasn't, but it is. Okay.
Like Glenn says, it was never about the country. It's always about them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, the demons running their demon shows. Okay, 23:13. And all the precepts that I have spoken to you, be careful, and the names of the idols of the Gentiles remember not, nor let them be heard upon your lips. 3 times in the year you shall keep festival before me. The feast of unleavened cakes. Okay, very important, right? 23:14 has just a blanket statement. 3 times in a year, you need to keep these festivals. Okay, what festivals? Well, here they are. The Feast of Unleavened Cakes you shall keep. 7 days you are to eat unleavened bread, as I have instructed you, in the time of the month of Abibah, which is not, again, we don't have names for the months. That's Babylonian speak. Because in it you came forth from Mizraim, and you shall not appear before me empty. Okay, so there's our very first one. We're not to keep Easter, right? You don't have Easter. There's no such thing. We have this. We have unleavened cakes, and we have the month of Abib. 23:16. And in the feast of the harvest first fruits of the work you did sow in the field. That didn't sound right. And the feast of gathering at the end of the year, when you have gathered in your work from the field. So that's the second one. Okay.
Now we're going over.
All right. So are we sure we're going over there?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, and Chris, I saw that you said that this was happening in the UK as well. It's happening everywhere, brother. I mean, it is a mess. I don't think there's, as much as I can bash the North America for doing what they have done, because 70% of the pornography across the world has been filmed out of California, out of the West Coast, and so it's damaging everywhere. But everybody has embraced it. So there's no country that is innocent. There is not a government that is pure. There is nobody that could be trusted. The only government that should ever be trusted is Yah's government. Everybody looks at me like, what am I going to say here? Yeah, no, it's Yah's government. That's what we're doing. All right, so here we are, guys. We're back to Yah Scriptures. 17. 3 times in a year, all your males are to appear before the Adon Yahuwah. 18. Do not offer the blood of my slaughtering with leavened bread, and the fat of my festival shall not remain until morning. So these are giving us some understanding of the different feasts and how we are to operate. 19. Bring the first of the first fruits of your land into the house of Yahuwah your Elohim. Do not cook a young goat in its mother's milk. See, I am sending a messenger before you to guard you in the way and to bring you into the place which I have prepared. Be on guard before him and obey his voice. Do not rebel against him, for he is not going to pardon your transgression, for my name is in him. Okay, it's guys, this is another thing that, you know, this is one of these, this is a commandment, right? Obey the messenger Yahuwah sends before us. Since we are in the last moments of the last days, I believe, there's a very good chance that all of us are going to have to obey the messenger Yah sends before us. If there is a exodus, and from all the scriptures that we see, Yah brings his messengers and there's people are saved. And so if a messenger of Yah comes before you and says, let's go, it's time to go, test the spirits. And when it is, run with this guy, because Yahuwah says he's going to send him. And there are messengers, without a shadow of a doubt, running around all of us, as well as demons. And so we need to be in prayer. We also need to be understanding of what the supernatural is. Okay, 22. But if you diligently obey his voice and shall do all that I speak, then I shall be an enemy to your enemies and a distresser to those who distress you. For my messenger shall go before you and shall bring you into the Ammonites and the Kittites and the Perizzites and the Canaanites and the Kewites and the Jebusites, and I shall cut them off. Do not bow down to their mighty ones, nor serve them, nor do according to their works, but without fail overthrow them, and without fail break down their pillars. And you shall serve Yahuwah your Elohim, and he shall barak your bread and your water, and I shall remove sickness from your midst. None shall miscarry or be barren in your land. I shall fill the number of your days. I shall send my fear before you and cause confusion among all the people to whom you come, and make all your enemies turn their backs on you. Guys, this isn't just for back in the days. This is what our Creator has promised to all of us. Obey him. If you are willing to obey him, he will walk with you. You will have a supernatural army that is there with you through all these things. I think the chat was just like, it either went really super fast or something. Okay, 27. Anything going on, chat? Because 15 messages went through. It's really weird.
I don't know why you just got 15. But
Yeah, all right.
Brother Glenn just said Exodus 23:15, and he just wrote what it says, and it says at the appointed time, the month of Aviv. And it says the month Yah took the Hebrews out of Mitzrayim, he calls Aviv. So yeah, month 1.
Yeah, yeah. Then we never ever had names in any of the stuff. They only came out in names in Babylon. Okay, 27. I shall send my fear before you and cause confusion among all the people to whom you come, and make all your enemies turn their backs to you. And I shall send hornets before you, which shall drive out the Kewite, the Canaanite, the Kittite from before you. I shall not drive them out from before you in 1 year, lest the land become a waste and the beasts of the field become too numerous for you. Little by little, I shall drive them out from before you until you increase and you inherit the land. And I shall appoint your border from the Sea of Reeds to the Sea of the Pelashites, and from the wilderness to the river, for I shall give the inhabitants of the land into your hand, and you shall drive them out before you. Do not make a covenant with them, nor with their mighty ones. This was Joshua's error. This was Yahushua, not our Messiah Yahushua. This was Joshua's error right here. He jacked this one up. He didn't consult Yah, and he didn't toss the little rocks around, the Ermin and the Thummim thing, I think is how you say that, is what he should have consulted right out of the gate before making this. Okay, 32. 33. Let them not dwell in your land, lest they make you sin against me when you serve their mighty ones, when it becomes a snare to you.
So we can see that clearly,
Everything.
that
Yeah.
clearly happened.
Everything. Yeah, 31 all the way to the end of that thing. That happened over, and it happens over, and it happens over, and it happens over. It never ever stops.
At some point, it becomes where there's the lesser of the people, and there's more of the other nations than them. And
Yep. Yeah, and that's the thing is they were supposed to be a very unique nation with nobody of the insiders. Yah gave them all. All they had to do was kill them all. Okay, 23:17. 3 times in the year, and this is again the Targums. 3 times in the year shall all your males appear before Yahuwah, the ruler of the world. Sons of Yashrael, my people, while there is leaven in your houses, you may not immolate the bloody sacrifice of my Pascha, nor shall the fat of the sacrifice of my Pascha remain without the altar until morning, nor of the flesh that you eat in the morning. The first of the choice fruits of your ground you shall bring to the sanctuary of Yahuwah. Your Elohim, Yahuwah your Elohim, my people of the house of Yashrael, you are not permitted to dress or to eat of flesh and milk mingled together, lest I be greatly displeased, and I prepare you the wheat and the straw together for your food. All right, that doesn't say that. What's 23:19 say? Doesn't say anything about mixing.
It says, bring the first fruits of your land into the house of Yahuwah. Your land, do not cook a young goat in his mother's milk.
Okay. There it is. Okay, so there's the do not cook the goat in his mother's milk. Okay, 20. Behold, I will send a messenger before you to keep you in the way and to bring you in the place of my habitation, which I have prepared. And I believe that's true to all of us today. Be circumspect before him and obey his word, and be not rebellious against his words, for he will not forgive your sins, because his word is in my name. For if you will indeed hearken to his word and do all that I speak by him, I will be the enemy of your enemy, and will trouble them who trouble you. For my messenger shall go before you, and bring you to the Amori, the Pharisee, and the Kinneri, the Hiveh, and the Jebusi, and I will destroy them. You shall not worship their idols, nor serve them, nor do after their evil works, but you shall utterly demolish the house of their worship, and break the statutes of their images. And you shall do service before Yahuwah, our Elohim, and he will bless the provision of your food and your drinks, and remove the bitter plague from among you. None shall be abortive or barren in your land. The number of the days of your life I will fulfill from day to day. My terror will I send before you, and will perturb all the peoples to whom you contest, that you may wage battle against them. And I will make all your enemies turn back before you. And I will send the hornet before you to drive out the Hivi and the Kinnani and the Hitti from before you. I will not expel them before you in 1 year, lest the land become a wilderness and the beasts of the field multiply upon you when they come to eat their carcasses and injure you. And I always found this very fascinating, this part that Yah understands that you can't go too far into wilderness. We have lived this down here in the jungle, and you can zip an acre down, and during rainy season, that acre will come up inside of 3 weeks. You won't even know what you did. It will come and it will own you. The beast will come and own you. Everything will come and own you. You have to be ready to deal with wilderness. You have to be ready to contain the land. Okay, 23:30. By little and little I will drive them out before you, until you are increased and inherit the land. And I will set your boundary from the sea of Suf to the sea of Philistia, and from the desert unto the Ferret. For I will deliver into your hand all the inhabitants of the land, and you shall drive them out from before you. You shall make no covenant with them, nor with their idols. You shall not let them dwell in your land, lest they cause you to err and to sin before me when you do worship their idols. They will be a stumbling block to you.
Yeah, and they were a stumbling block.
Absolutely. The stumbling block,
hundreds of years.
even to this day, there is a stumbling block.
It's still under oppression.
Yeah, Chris, I don't think YouTube made any improvements. We actually have an Ethernet cable dangling from the top of our house down into this table, and we got this. I think we got our internet set up. So I don't know if YouTube had the problem or if the jungle had the problem. We do know they kick us off when we say bad things we shouldn't be saying, or that they think that we shouldn't be saying, because free speech. It's American, right? Isn't that what we all grew up with? We all can say what we want to say, right? Because we're Americans, I guess. Well, anyway, there we go. All right, well, that's it. Thank you, everybody. Jade, will you please bless our family out there? Give them some love for the week, please.
Yahuwah bless you and guard you. Yahuwah make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. Yahuwah lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. And they shall put my name upon the children of Israel, and I will bless them.
Okay, and guys, we will, yeah, it's definitely not the United States. The dogs are going to bark like they always do. So if you guys have dogs and it's a problem, they'll probably bark with our dogs.
Just everybody pray for Sylvia. They have a whole bunch of
Okay.
land that's on fire. Her house is full of smoke because there's so
Oh,
much.
okay.
smoke
You know, that's
around
something
her,
we
so-
should do. We should probably go over like some sort of prayer requests. And if you guys have prayer requests, let's do like a local prayer request. If any of you guys need prayer out there, let's shoot it here and we'll talk about this every Shabbat. There's so many dangerous things for all of us all over the place. All of us need prayer. Guys, please keep our family in prayer. We keep you guys in prayer. We love you all. We thank you guys very, very much for being part of this little reading here. So much love. Shalom. Maybe.
Oh, that you would rend the heavens and come down. Oh, that you would rend the heavens and come down. Oh, that you would rend the heavens and come down. Let the mountains shake, let the earth be moved, let the nations may tremble at your presence. Let your fire burn, let the waters boil, let your name be known to this generation, and come down. That you would rend the heavens and come down. Oh, that you would rend the heavens and come down. Will you restrain yourself any longer? Don't hide your face in your anger. When Jerusalem is oppressed by the nations, the place of your throne, a desolation, come down. Oh, that you would rend the heavens and come down. Oh, that you would rend the heavens and come down. There will be thunder in Jerusalem. Like a lion you will roar. Indeed you're angry for the sake of Zion. And all the nations they will know when you come down. When you come down. Oh, that you would rend the heavens and come down. Oh, that you would rend the heavens and come down. Oh, come down. Indeed we have sinned, and we need saving. All our righteousness is erased. No one has seen, no ear has heard, but you prepare for those who wait when you come down.
All right, everybody. We really appreciate all of you guys, and I see you got a lot of you guys in there thanking us. We really want to thank you guys for being here, for being part of our family. The dogs are running away. They just blew out the door. The dogs are all gone. Yeah, people are running after him. No, we just want to thank you guys for being part of this. We love you all. We truly think of you guys as a family. We love you guys. So may Yahuwah bless you and keep you. May his forever shine upon you. May his face be part of your world. May Messiah Yahushua be everything in your life. And may we all gather together one day in the kingdom to come. And may we forever serve Yah, our amazing creator. Thank you guys for everything. Much love. We're out.
Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. The rest of the guys, wherever they're at, chasing the dog.